Back at Rogers Center, John McDonald was the hero of the game last night. A two-run home run in the 11th inning. A game winner for McDonald. Nothing new, but he's been very aggressive in thinking about jumping on fastballs, and he delivered the biggest hit of the night last night.
Fastball down the middle of the plate, and his slugging percentage has gone up the last 3 years. Trying to drive the ball a little bit more, extra base hits. He now has 20 career home runs, and none bigger than last night's game.
Twice on this homestand, the Jays have had walk-off wins on Tuesday night against the Yankees and last night against Tampa Bay. Take a look at the Tampa Bay lineup, and right at the top of the order, Sam Fuld. He's tied with Alex Rodriguez for the lead in batting in the American League. Johnny Damon has a hit streak going on. He's got 11 straight. Matt Joyce is in right field. Zobrist, Upton, and Casey Cox middle of the order. John Jaso is behind the plate. Sean Rodriguez, this is interesting. Rodriguez is playing third base. He's 1 for 21 against right-handed pitching, but he's in the lineup today. Joe Madden took Felipe Lopez out of the game last night for not hustling. Rodriguez gets the start today against Brandon Morrow.
Just two right-handers in the lineup against Brandon Morrow, who is awfully tough against the right-hander. Season debut for Morrow. He made 3 rehab starts in Dunedin. Forget about the numbers that he had down there. That's just to get his work in, to get that arm back to healthy. And when he is healthy, he is tough.
Sam Fuld tried to check his swing, and Chris Guccione down at third said he did. Ball and a strike to start the game. Numbers from a year ago.
178 strikeouts, the best in his career. What we will be looking for from Morrow this afternoon is free and easy on that mound.
Velocity is good early on, and he's up against a tough hitter. Sam Fuld, 3 hits last night. He scored 3 runs. Had a couple of steals, and he's done everything that the Rays had hoped for and more. Fouls this one back out of play.
He is tied with Alex Rodriguez for the lead in the American League with that 366 average. He also leads the American League in those stolen bases with 9.
Breaking ball. I don't blame you, Jose.
Wow.
Jose thought it was strike 3. Came out of the chute ready to fire to third. Mike Winters didn't see it that way.
It's a breaking ball. You got to figure that they had to get some of the plate. Molina actually had to pull back and catch the ball towards the plate.
Full count. He walked it.
Defensively for the Blue Jays, lots of changes even before the start of this game. Travis Snyder was not going to be in the lineup against the left-hander, but Edwin Encarnacion was scratched about an hour before the game. He now starts in left field. Mike McCoy is at second base. John McDonald. Jose Molina has caught 20 of the 26 starts for Brandon Morrow last year. Back behind the dish again.
Fuld going to draw his attention from Morrow. 2 steals in the game last night. As Pat mentioned, he has 9 on the season. Johnny Damon is red hot. Damon had a pair of doubles in last night's game. Off Molina's glove. Fuld had started back to first, and now he moves into second. Fuld came up and saw the ball bounce. Wasn't quite sure where it was, and once he identified it, it was the pass ball on Molina. He moves into second.
We saw this a couple of times in Boston, with Molina behind the plate, the ball bouncing off of his glove, and Fuld moving up, taking the double play out of order.
Molina wants to go through another set of signs with the runner at second. Damon, in a similar situation in last night's game, hit a ground ball to second to move Fuld over to third. Tries to do the same there. That pitch was up and away.
He's been around. He knows how to play the game. Take a shot to trying to pull the ball. Can also handle the bat and bunt if they need be. Get that runner to third base that way.
Outside. 2 balls and a strike. There's the numbers from his 11-game hit streak. Very productive. 3 homers and 14 driven in. One of those 14 RBIs came in his 3rd at bat in last night's game. Just missed the outside. 3-1. Moore looks comfortable. Oftentimes you'll get a starter in the first start of the year want to rush things, but he's got a nice rhythm to his delivery early on.
His tempo last year was mixed. Beginning of the season, you could just see it in his body language. He's a much more confident pitcher this year.
Damon rips it to right. Bautista gives it a look. This is gone. 2-run home run for Johnny Damon. Number 4 on the season, and Tampa Bay jumps out to a 2-0 lead.
Johnny Damon is such a smart hitter. He was trying to pull that ball, so he knew he had to go outside. The last 2 pitches were fastball away, so he had to go out and try and hook the ball to the right side. And Morrow supplied all the power. Watch how he takes that outside pitch and he gets the head out. Gets it out and pulls that ball to the right side, and he's rewarded with a home run. That's just excellent situational hitting right there.
Just trying to have a productive at bat, and he ends up with a 2-run homer. Curveball missed inside. Matt Joyce, the right fielder. Joyce was a pinch hitter in last night's game. 0 for 1. He pinch hit in the 10th. 2-0. Matt Joyce off to a good start. 7 doubles. He's driven in 4. Getting over 300. Late on a fastball. Well, Molina thought that Morrow had struck out Sam Fuld on the 2-2 pitch from a pretty good breaking ball, but Mike Winter didn't agree, and then Fuld would ultimately walk.
Probably changed the complexion of this whole inning. Brandon Morrow's got to go into the stretch.
High breaking ball.
There's the pass ball, and then the Damon home run. Stays in the windup, and you might have a 1-2-3 inning.
Now, we have talked about the way the Jays base runners have influenced starting pitchers. Sam Fold's going to influence Morrow the same way if he gets on again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Goes off that breaking ball. We mentioned Morrow last time he pitched against Tampa Bay. He threw a 1-hit complete game with 17 strikeouts against them in this ballpark. Breaking ball gone. First strikeout of the afternoon for Brandon Morrow.
And in that 17 strikeout performance, there were a lot of swing and misses from Brandon Morrow. There were a lot of good breaking balls in that game. Tampa Bay Rays were free swinging that afternoon. Here's some of the guys that he victimized. About the middle, 2 guys, they struck out twice. There's 12 strikeouts right there. Zobrist, Longoria, Johnson, Joyce. That's incredible right there. And then you throw 3 in against Carl Crawford and a couple more.
Now, he's got that kind of stuff. And if he is throwing his fastball for strikes, the curveball becomes a good strikeout pitch. He can truly be a dominant pitcher. Ben Zobrist hitting just 183 through the first 20 games of the season. Looks like Molina is going to have his work cut out trying to get back into the good graces of Mike Winters, the umpire.
That doesn't happen, does it? That doesn't go on. No, there's nothing you could do about that. Molina thought it was a strike. You never want to show up the umpires.
And sometimes you just absolutely assume it's got to be a strike. It looked like it split the heart of the plate, and he came come out of the chute ready to throw to third, and here's ball 3. Tell you what, Tampa Bay's been late on his fastball.
One of the things that we'll take a look at this afternoon, especially early on with Brandon Morrow. How comfortable do the Rays look in that batter's box?
Johnny Damon was comfortable enough, a 2-run homer after the leadoff walk. Morrow had just a slight elbow issue at the end of spring training. His last start was March 18th. And he just went to Bruce Walton and said, you know, maybe I should skip my side session a little bit. And that kind of threw up a red flag. And I said, you know what, let's make sure we take care of this early. Strike 3 call. That's that good running fastball off the plate inside, moves over to the inside part of the plate. Back-to-back strikeouts.
It looked like Ben Zobrist was looking for a breaking ball. This is a fastball that's right down Broadway. Right in the middle of the plate, right there, and he knows it.
Two down. B.J. Upton 1 for 4 to game last night. He drove in 2. Brandon Morrow early in the season a year ago would have let that walk and home run rattle him. Not the case anymore.
No. Confident, sure of himself. Gets right back in it.
One of the most interesting transformations from reliever to starter that we've seen in the last several years. Morrow made it very effectively. 0-2 to Upton. Cut on and missed. Morrow walks the first batter, gives up a 2-run home run, then strikes out the side. The veteran Johnny Damon, in his 16th year, hits a 2-run home run. But it didn't rattle Morrow. Even though he's down 2-0, he strikes out the side to end the first. Got some work to do. They've got to make up a 2-run deficit. Let's take a look at the lineup, and there have been several changes in this lineup all afternoon. Escobar's top of the order. Patterson's number 2. Bautista, Lynn, and Jose Molina. He's the catcher. He moves up to the 5th spot. Juan Rivera had a big hit in the 11th inning with 1 out. He singled ahead of John McDonald's home run. Travis Snyder was not initially in the lineup today, but because of the injury to Encarnacion, he's in left. McDonald and McCoy round out the lineup.
That was the good news. Bad news is you get David Price this afternoon. Began the year basically last year as the number 4 starter for the Rays. They went on to win 19 games, the most by a Major League pitcher in their first season since Roy Oswald won 19 back in 2002. Finished second in the Cy Young Award balloting behind Felix Hernandez.
Yunel Escobar looks at a Price fastball that's outside. Escobar 0 for 5 in the game last night. A couple of home runs, and he's driven in 7. Ground ball. Zobrist at second. 1 out. David Price is a tough customer against the Blue Jays. He made 4 starts last year against Toronto, and he won every one of them.
It's like when they face the Boston Red Sox, and they face them that many times. They get Lester. They always get Price, it seems like, in every series against them, and he was dominant. Look at that record, 4-0 with an ERA of .58. He's got a good fastball, a good slider. When he's throwing it for strikes, he can be tough on every one of these hitters.
Little flare that Brignac backs up and catches. 1 pitch, 1 out. Now there are 2 outs with Jose Bautista stepping to the plate. What a night for Bautista. 3 for 3. He hit a double, a triple, a home run in his first 3 at-bats and walked twice, on base 5 times, just a single shy of the cycle. The ball that he may have hit harder than any was his double in the first inning. He hit a low line drive, shows bunt, and pulls the bat back.
Yeah, he scalded that ball to left field, and a great piece of base running, a great piece of sliding around the bag to get that double. Scored 4 runs.
Left field, pulled back, at the track, at the wall, gone! Home run, Bautista! Look out, here he comes.
That's number 6 on the year. A 2-0 lead, a 1-0 count from Price, and it's power versus power. Price winds up, tries to throw the fastball by him, and there's not a lot of pitchers who can do that. Bam, kapow to left field, and no doubt about it. 94-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's 2-1.
Second home run Bautista has hit against David Price. This ball was inner half, and he got that foot down quick and turned the bat loose. Cut into that 2-0 deficit. Price is making his 8th start of his career against the Blue Jays. The Rays have never lost when Price starts against Toronto. The team is 7-0 in his previous 7 starts. A.J. Upton had to retrieve a baseball that came out of the seats.
You know, it's not just the Blue Jays. I mean, he goes to the mound and he gives his team a chance to win all the time. He's got a .760 winning percentage over the last 2 seasons. 29-13 winning.
Adam Lind had a couple of hits in last night's game. Price has got a good fastball. A little different fastball than Brandon Morrow. His is more of a 4-seam fastball. It's got a little life upstairs. Right there. Price, the first overall pick in the 2007 draft. He was drafted out of Vanderbilt University. And I would say that was good use of the first pick.
And it didn't take long for him to get here. Being a college pitcher, spent some time in the minor leagues refining his stuff. He's always had a great arm, but now he just seems to be getting better and better.
Big hop at third for Rodriguez. Lynn's retired. The Blue Jays are gone in the first, but Jose Bautista homers for a second consecutive night. A 2-out solo home run. It's a 2-1 game. in the first, and it's not a surprise given the way he threw the ball in the spring.
Yeah, he really threw the ball well in spring training. The one thing we want to watch from Morrow is how free and easy he is on the mound. This game, we did this game, 4 strikeouts, 4 different types of pitches that he can bring to the mound and get strikeouts with. That last one, a good hard overhand breaking ball. Scattering Report is brought to you by Home Hardware. Homeowners helping homeowners. There's a free and easy. The ball really jumps out of his hand in the K counter. 3 of them already this afternoon. 178, which was a career high last year. 50 AL and strikeouts per 9 inning with 11. And distance, how long is he going to go? John Farrell says the game will dictate how long he is going to be out there.
Farrell didn't want to put a pitch count on Morrow's mind. He said, I think that would give him too many restrictions. He just says, we'll take care of it and let the game dictate. Casey Kochman waves at the slider. A ball and 2 strikes. Farrell obviously understands a pitcher's mindset and felt like it might be too restrictive to give a raw number to Brandon Morrow before the start of this game.
Just wants him to keep the game under control.
1-2. Foul back. This is a big piece to the puzzle that has been missing for the Blue Jays. Number 2 starter. And he was throwing so well in the spring, it kind of caught everybody off guard, the fact that he went on the DL. 96, just barely upstairs.
That looked like it hit the top quadrant of the strike zone.
Breaking ball into right field. Kochman got the breaking ball and pulled it just past the glove of Lind into right.
Thought he had him struck out with a fastball and has to go back to a slider. Kochman hitting .318. This one just out of the reach. Might have even ticked off the glove of Adam Lind.
John Jaso, the catcher. He appeared as a pinch hitter in last night's game. Jaso pinch hit for Kelly Shopik in the ninth. Takes a first pitch strike.
You were just talking about Morrow and what he means to this team, the big puzzle piece, that starting rotation. He's different than the left-handers that they have out there. When you put together a starting staff, it's nice to have some hard throwers and some guys who get ground balls and lefties and righties. He fits perfectly between a Ricky Romero, who's a left-hander.
Jojo Reyes went last night, different style of pitcher, and then you put the power arm of Morrow in between them.
Then you get another guy in between he and Drayback, and it really gives the hitters fits in these 3- and 4-game series.
Especially a turnaround so quick as the one here this afternoon after last night's game. Morrow comes out, faces a lineup that was trying to deal with Jojo Reyes, and Reyes threw the ball well through 7 innings. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Cut out and missed. 4th strikeout. Morrow gets Jaso with the fastball.
Free and easy, and 4 strikeouts, and this is what he did after the All-Star break last year. The Big K Club, 13 strikeouts per 9 innings. Talked about it in the opening, how he struggled at the beginning of the year last year, really trying to find the strike zone. He made the adjustments and just took off. Batters hit 50 points lower in the second half. He had a winning record.
Sean Rodriguez takes a first pitch strike. Rodriguez, we mentioned his struggles against right-handed pitching. He's 1 for 21 against righties. That's reflected in his 189 batting average.
It looked like they were trying to fill up the lineup with left-handed hitters and switch hitters against Morrow to try to come back his slider. But Lopez.
There goes Kochman. Throw from Molina. Plenty of time. There's the tag. Kochman is gunned down at second. Looked like Rodriguez might have missed the hit and run sign.
Yeah, somebody missed something between the Rays. That's what they have to do to keep the pressure on. Not a very big lead. Kochman isn't a burner on the bases. That's a hit and run. Either Kochman missed it or Sean Rodriguez missed it, because he looked down as soon as he was thrown out. He looked down to Tom Foley, third base coach, and said, hey, what happened there?
Kochman is caught stealing for the first time. And Morrow comes right back. 0-2 count on Rodriguez. Kochman singled to start the inning, and then after Jaso struck out, he's caught stealing. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Sean Rodriguez strikes out to end the second. Brandon Morrow has pitched 2 innings against Tampa Bay. He struck out 5. The Rays lead 2-1.
Fifth start of the season. Let's take a look at the scouting report. He's a competitor. He gets on that mound. He really likes being number 1 overall and to really dominate hitters. He's got exceptional stuff. Fastball, the slider, the curveball. He's the number 1 pick, like Buck said. And his stuff really plays out. And trying to get better by using his changeup a little bit more and using his cut fastball just a little bit more. Always trying to improve and give the hitter something more to think about. But his arm is electric.
Give you an idea how much confidence they have in David Price. He had a win and a save in the postseason before he ever picked up a win and a save in a regular season.
When he first came up with Tampa, they had him pitching out of the bullpen in the playoffs a few years ago.
Jose Molina moves up to the 5th spot in the order. Jose is the designated catcher for Brandon Morrow. They did such a good job last year. No reason to mess with that. John Farrell talks about the catching position as being a 2-man position. He doesn't think that you're ever going to see catchers catch 150 games anymore. So if you're going to utilize 2 catchers, why not match up the catcher with the pitcher that's most effective throwing to him?
Yeah, I don't see any Johnny Benches or Ron Rodriguez on the horizon. So you've got to mix it up. Their number 1 job is defense and handle that pitching staff.
Price reaction kind of similar to that of Brandon Morrow's with the strike zone. It's all about making adjustments. These pitchers are going to have to adjust to Mike Winter's strike zone. Popped up into shallow right. Matt Joyce is there. Molina's retired. David Price Price came to the big leagues, basically a fastball slider pitcher. Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, said if you're going to be a starter, you have to come up with a curveball and a changeup. Wouldn't you know it, the next spring he had a curveball and a changeup.
That's what I mean about pitchers just trying to get better. Whatever it takes. His arm gets you drafted, and now your smarts and your work ethic will get you to the big leagues and keep you there.
Pat, you've always talked about size being a huge criteria that Blue Jays are looking for. Price is 6'6".
Long arms. He's got that whip-like action when he throws the ball home.
On Rivera in the hole 0-2. Rivera had a big hit in last night's game, and it's been quite a struggle for him with the bat. But with one out in the 11th against Adam Russell, he got a single into center. That set the table for John McDonald. McDonald delivered the game-winning home run. Strike 3 call. That's a new wrinkle that David Price has brought into the season this year, that backdoor breaking ball.
That he'll use to right-handers on the outside part of the plate. Take a look at the catcher right there, Jaso, holding it right there, calling for that backdoor breaking ball, and that's going to be tough for right-handers.
Price used it very effectively last time out against the White Sox. It's his first strikeout of the afternoon. Travis Snider, he was not in the original lineup, but when Edwin Encarnacion was scratched with a wrist injury, Snider was penciled in back in left. We have not been given any further injury updates on Encarnacion, but he dealt with wrist problems last year.
Both of these clubs did not take batting practice on the field today, so we got to figure that something happened in the batting cages. Hit the ball off the end of the bat, or you just swing the bat a little differently and you get some wrist problems, irritation.
Big bouncing ball to second. Zobrist has it, and Price has a 1-2-3 second inning. We have played 2 innings here at Rogers Center. Brandon Morrow making his season debut against a team he really racks up the strikeouts. 17 last August, 5 so far this afternoon in just 2 innings. Baseball Canada. You can be part of the #1 baseball camp in Canada. It'll take place in Halifax, Nova Scotia, July 18th, 19th, and 20th at Beasley Park. Instructors will include Homer Bush, Denny Boucher, Grant Smolenick, Dwayne Ward. Log on to BlueJays.com/camps for more information. The Toronto Blue Jays are proud sponsors of amateur baseball across Canada. Wade Brignac makes a first pitch curveball for a strike. Breaking ball. Easy play from Mike McCoy, fresh back from the minor leagues. Gets a start here this afternoon at 7. Edwin Encarnacion on the bench next to Ricky Romero has been hampered by wrist problems, and you can see looks like he might have gotten an injection in that wrist. He got a little band-aid over that wrist, and that wrist bothered him last year. Unfortunate timing given the way he's swinging the bat. He had 2 doubles in 5 at bats last night.
Yeah, the ball he hit the right field didn't look like he would have any problem with his wrist. That ball was smoked to right field yesterday. Spent some time on the DL because of that wrist last year.
Sam Fuld walked his first time up. He scored ahead of Johnny Damon's home run. Base hit into center field. Fuld is now leading the American League with a walk and a base hit. He was tied with Alex Rodriguez to start the game.
At 366, it'll go up after this high fastball is hit into center field for a base hit. This guy's becoming a hero down in Tampa. They've already had a day set aside for him.
So 23rd of April into his first year with the Rays, and they've already designated May 29th as Super Sam Cape Day at Tropicana Field. Well, make some dive back in. Brandon Moore does a pretty good job of neutralizing the running game, plus the fact he's got Jose Molina catching for him. It's a good tandem.
It certainly worked when these two were on the mound at the beginning of last year down in Tampa. The Rays kept getting runners on base against Morrow, and Molina kept wiping them out as they tried to steal.
Outside. Fastball to Johnny Damon. Brandon Morrow made a start on the 25th of April against Tampa Bay. He walked a batter in each of the first 4 innings, and in each of the first 4 innings he also had a base stealer caught at second by Molina. Snap throw to first.
Keep you on your toes. Jose Molina will do that as Fuld gets his secondary lead, then has to get back on his belly after throwing that ball down there. 2-0. This is where the Rays can do something right here at the top of the lineup.
There's a strike. I'm with you. I thought they'd be running right there. Mentioned Fuld has 9 steals and leads the American League. One out, top of the 3rd inning. Tampa leads 2-1. Interesting how baseball will allow certain players to shine. Sam Fuld was penciled in as the 4th or 5th outfielder, and then Manny Ramirez retires. They have injuries to Longoria. They need an extra bat, and he has taken that opportunity and run with it. Damon fouls it at home.
He was on the roster all of spring training. Gets his work in. He was probably used as a sub in spring training. And then the opportunity comes open, and now he's the man.
Well, he's done a good job leading off. They were searching for a leadoff hitter. They have put him in the top of the order. You can see how good he's been running the bases with 9 steals. The Rays are 9-6 since they inserted Sam Fuld into the #1 spot in the batting order. Joe Madden was looking for somebody to be a spark, and that spark early on has been Sam Fuld. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Johnny Damon. Moore has a good feel for when a base runner might break. Played Fuld, wait a long time, and then threw to first. Now Damon out in front.
Just upset the timing a little bit of the runner. Jose Molina will look in and get the sign from the bench what they want to do. They'll have throwovers, they'll have step-off moves, pitch outs, just to try and control the running game.
Another foul back. Oftentimes you talk about left-handed hitters and you characterize their swings as pretty. I don't think Johnny Damon has a pretty swing. It's one that's very effective, obviously, given his hit total. And it's almost like he will do anything to make contact no matter where the pitch is.
I agree 100%. Lefties usually have that sweet swing with a great finish and everything like that. His is a workmanlike type of swing with a lot of moving parts, but very, very effective.
Into center. Patterson backs up. Makes a chest high catch in Damon's retirement.
You know, it's his own style, and if someone tried to change it, it would probably mess him up. But he's going to take that swing and probably have 3,000 hits when it's all said and done. Slider down the way. It's almost a one-handed swing, but he gets the barrel of the bat to the ball so quickly.
Johnny Damon is a strong man, and he can hit that ball with one hand, but he does a good job of balancing that swing. 2 outs. Matt Joyce was a strikeout victim back in the first. Ball on a strike. Sam Fold hasn't even looked like he's comfortable at first.
He's not getting a very good read off of Brandon Morrow. Morrow's got a quick move over to first base, but I'm watching him over there, and his lead is okay. Usually big base stealers have at least 1 foot on the carpet, but he's not getting a good read off of Morrow.
Joyce takes a tentative swing, and he's in the hole. The ball in 2 strikes.
Ball just explodes on him.
And that's the thing with Morrow's velocity. Everybody has to think about getting ahead of that bat out, and then he'll drop breaking balls and changeups on you, and you'll see a lot of funny swings. Tampa Bay is always looking to run. They run a lot, and given their .230 batting average, that's what they're going to do to try to manufacture runs. But Fold hasn't been too comfortable.
As a team, the Rays are hitting .230. Which is their lowest ever after 20 games. They missed the big bats of people like Carlos Pena and Jason Bartlett, Carl Crawford. So this is going to be a work in progress, I think. Their team putting it together.
1-2 to Matt Joyce. There goes Fold. Cut on and miss. Joyce strikes out. The inning is over. The ball is bouncing around in center, but it doesn't make any difference. Brandon Morrow gets Matt Joyce. 6 strikeouts for Morrow through 3 innings. John McDonald would lead things off for the Jays. He was the hero in last night's game. major league home run. He is a fan favorite, no question, but what he does on the field never surprises his manager or his coaches.
Johnny never ceases to amaze me. You know, he's always prepared, always ready to play, and whether it's offense or defense, he's probably the most prepared player in baseball. So when he hit the home run, I was elated but not surprised.
Not surprised at all. John McDonald takes his work very professionally. Brian Butterfield's been around the game forever. His late father Jack was part of the Yankees organization for a number of years. Ball and strike.
First career walk-off home run for Johnny Mack. And there is nothing like it in the game. When you're at home and you hit a home run to win it for your team.
Now he bunts it. Price gets off the mound quickly. Strong throw in time to get McDonald. Well, another aspect of David Price is the fact that he is athletic.
Got off that mound very quickly. Trying to catch Sean Rodriguez, the third baseman, back, and if he can get it by Price, he's going to have a base hit. But Price, with those long arms, gets the ball and quickly and fires a strike over to first base.
Again, remember, David Price is 6'6", and he pounced on that ball and threw out John McDonald. David Price is one of the more animated players on that Rays bench when he's not pitching. He's the consummate teammate that keeps everybody engaged in the ball game. Pulling for everybody, urging everyone on.
We have a lot of fun just watching him down on that bench.
Mike McCoy, fresh back from AAA. The count in his favor, 2 balls and no strikes, fouls it back. McCoy has been on the Las Vegas shuttle. Back and forth. A couple times they reported his reporting and he wasn't even involved. Well, he's going to come up again.
They're just used to it, seeing his name on the wire.
Pops this one up over near Tampa Bay's dugout.
What time did he get in today?
Well, you fly the red eye from the West Coast, you're going to get in at 6 o'clock sometime and then go through customs and all that stuff. And last thing you're going to tell your manager is, hey, I'm a little tired from the plane ride.
Can't play today.
Right.
No. You get right back on that plane, you're going to go right back down if you say that.
292 at Las Vegas. Strike 3 called. There's another one of those backdoor breaking balls, and Price strikes out McCoy.
The Jays on Rogers Sportsnet, brought to you by your local independently owned home hardware or home hardware building center. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Just as advertised, a great pitching duel. David Price against Brandon Morrow. A 2-1 ball game here in the third. Bounced up the middle, and there's Price gloving it. The underhand toss, and Escobar's retired. Since the home run, David Price has been on a roll. He's retired 7. Just took him 9 pitches here in the third. Brandon Morrow with 6 strikeouts already. Still trails by 1. are Junior Jays members. The TD Comfort Zone, courtesy of TD. Every Saturday at home here at Rogers Center, it's Junior Jays Saturday. The next Junior Jays Saturday is May 7th when the Jays take on the Tigers. It'll be a 4:07 p.m. start. Kids 14 and under receive 50% off tickets to all Saturday home games. 200 outfield and 500 level seats only. For more information, call the Jays at 416-341-1234. Or you can log on to BlueJays.com or stop by most Rogers Plus locations for tickets. Junior Jays Saturday, a great time for the kids. First pitch changeup is a strike to Ben Zobrist. Both pitchers have given up home runs in the first inning here, and that's the extent of the scoring. Zobrist bounces it, backhanded by McCoy on the run, in time to get Zobrist. What a good play. Running away from first base, McCoy throws it back over his shoulder, right on the money.
He can play different positions, and that's what John Farrell says is the key for him. Good range, good athleticism. He's very versatile. Gives this lineup a chance in case there is an injury like Encarnacion. They can move him around. Very versatile. Was going to start the game in left field today with Price on the mound, but then Encarnacion was hurt. John Farrell had to put him in at second base. Good play there.
One out, B.J. Upton. Looks at a high breaking ball. Upton struck out to end the first. Pops this one back out of play. There have been so many nagging injuries and a couple of disabling injuries. Frank Francisco, Brandon Morrow both started the season on the DL. Junel Escobar missed a couple of days with a mild concussion. Hill's not disabled but unable to play now. Been a real scramble for John Farrell to make out a lineup.
Says it's really been a challenge with his roster moves. They'll have 7 relievers, then they'll have 9, then they'll have 8.
And you really have to work with your GM, trying to balance out the roster, making sure you have players that are ready to contribute. Upton goes down for a second time. Strikeout number 7.
Reaches back for a little bit something extra. He wants this one 96 miles an hour, and that one's right by B.J. Upton.
That's 7 strikeouts for Morrow. In his 17 strikeout game last August, he had 6 strikeouts through the first 3 innings, just like he has done here this afternoon. Now that is 7. Jaso late on a fastball. I say Jaso, excuse me, that's Casey Kochman, the first baseman. Kochman singled to right his first time up.
Couple of close pitches also, and that strikeout total could be up. Like he had Sam Fuld, and it looked like he had Kochman the first time up.
Two balls and a strike, 2 outs here in the 4th inning. Well, there were no concerns about Brandon Morrow's stuff. John Farrell had monitored his rehab in the minor leagues and noted that he had thrown as hard as 98 miles an hour. Missed with that fastball downstairs, 3-1. Morrow threw 4 innings his last time out, threw 80 pitches. So with the natural progression, you would imagine he could close in on 100.
Sure.
Increase that by 20 pitches. Bounce to the right side. Lynn gloves it, turns and fires to Morrow covering, and Kochman's retired, and the Rays go down in the 4th. Brandon Morrow has a 3-up, 3-down 4th inning. Corey Patterson, Jose Bautista, and Adam Lynn will try to tie this game up. Edmonton Capitals are within a game of advancing to the next round. You can see all the highlights from this afternoon's game and preview tonight. Hockey Central, the playoff edition, tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Sportsnet East, Ontario, West, and Pacific. The first round of the hockey playoffs are in full swing. And at 6 p.m. you'll be up to date on all the afternoon games that are taking place. And they will set you up for tonight's schedule. Corey Patterson. So the first pitch fastball. Right back up the middle. Zobrist ranges behind the bag, makes a fine play to gun down Patterson, who runs well.
Didn't think he had a shot at all the way Corey Patterson could get down the line at first base. And you can see David Price telling his second baseman what a play. Up the middle, this is a lot like Mike McCoy's play just last inning. Ranging far to his right. And Zobrist is another one of those players that's very versatile. Can play the infield and the outfield.
Right field in last night's game. Then he moved in late in the game in a defensive realignment. Jose Bautista looks at an inside breaking ball. Bautista homered against Price in the first. 6th home run of the season. On his way to 54 a year ago. Bautista didn't hit number 6 until May 4th. He had but 4 home runs in the month of April and hit 4 in June.
Had 2 really big months last year that really jumped up those home runs.
He was the player of the month in the American League in July and August, back-to-back months.
Monster season.
3-0. Took something off. Knew that Bautista more than likely had a green light, so he took something off the heater. It's 3-1.
It doesn't pay to try and throw a fastball by him. I don't even care if it's 3-1.
Line drive left field. Cole gets turned around. It's gone. What a shot! Just over the wall. Bautista has tied it at 2-0.
And you know, so David Price doesn't try and throw a fastball by him. It looked like that cutter or some kind of breaking ball that he's going to give him a little bit different look, a different wrinkle at the plate. But Bautista's got such great timing with that front leg. We're going to go backdoor cutter, and he's all over it. Price is saying stay in the ballpark, but wow, that thing got out on a line.
And you can see Price's reaction just suggests he was resolved to the fact Bautista's a pretty good hitter. That was that breaking ball he tried to get on the outside corner and got too much of the plate. A 2-2 ball game. All the runs in this game have come on the long ball. And this place is buzzing. That was a low seed just over the wall. There's a drive down the left field line. Fold. Foul ball. Just barely foul. Chris Guccione, the third base umpire, was camped on the left field foul line.
All over it. The ball slicing off the bat of Lynn, and here it comes down the line. And you can tell by a couple of inches that ball is foul.
High fastball and goes up and fouls it out of play. Stay tuned. Coming up, a connected update with Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn from the brand new BlackBerry broadcast studio here at Rogers Center. Again, Jamie will take a look at this ball game, and during the course of the game they'll update you on scores around baseball. It's a 2-2 game. Jose Bautista, one-man wrecking crew against David Price. 12th career multi-home run game for Bautista. Bautista off to a great start. Remember, a year ago, Just about this time, he was taken out of the leadoff spot after the Fred Lewis acquisition. Chased the breaking ball, Lynn strikes out. Just the third strikeout of the afternoon for David Price. Comes on a slider. Well, there are two down here in the fourth inning. Jose Molina batting fifth. Off the end of the bat.
Blue Jays came into this game 3-1 versus left-handed starters this year. Had some good numbers. Molina 3 for 4 against lefties so far this year. So they've got some guys who've put up some good numbers.
Adam Lynn's hit well against lefties this year. Molina drives it to left, but that's going to hang up for Sam Fuld. Blue Jays are retired in the fourth. Jose Bautista ties it up with a solo shot. Now it's time for a connected update with Jabe and Greg from the Blackberry Broadcast Studio here at Rogers Center. Runs here this afternoon against David Price. In the previous 7 games Price has started against the Blue Jays, they managed just 5 home runs. Bautista has gone deep twice. It's a 2-2 ball game.
Price 6-0 with an ERA under 2 in those 7 starts versus Toronto. We're back where we started. Morrow, Price locked up. They're tied here in the 5th inning. Home runs the big story this afternoon.
John Jaso struck out his first time up. Swings at the first pitch and pops it behind home plate. Molino takes off the mask. 1 pitch, 1 out. We mentioned how important Brandon Morrow is to this team in the second half, and we've talked about what a different pitcher he was after the All-Star break. He made 8 starts in the second half of the season, had a 5-1 record. The league hit just .214 against Morrow over the course of those 8 starts, and you could see he's carried that momentum into this season.
That .214 is 50 points lower than what the league hit against him in the first half, and he shaved an earned run off of his ERA in the second half. He just became a better pitcher.
Well, I think that's the whole phrase, is pitching. He didn't try to throw everything 98 miles an hour. He and Bruce Walton really hit it off as a pitcher and pitching coach. And Bruce Walton spoke his language. They really got into a good frame of mind early on last year, and it's paid off. Foul tip. Morrow made some very subtle adjustments, and Bruce Walton says for the untrained eye, you wouldn't even know the difference. But basically lowered his arm angle, pushed his hand a little bit away from his head, and that created some dramatic sinking action on his fastball.
Got him to turn a little bit more and stays over that rubber just a little bit longer. And between that and dropping the arm angle, and now everything is down in the strike zone.
Except when he wants to go upstairs and get a strikeout. He elevated that fastball 97 miles an hour. Rodriguez is number 8.
Second time that he's gotten Sean Rodriguez. This time with some high heat. Reaching back, and it's got movement on it also. You know, Bruce Walton is the first one to deflect the praise and say, you know, it's Brandon the one who made the adjustments. He was able to listen and understand what they were trying to do with him. He's always had the great natural talent. Putting the work in, and you can see what's happened.
But you have to have an architect before you can build a castle. Bruce Walton is the architect. Morrow does all the work, and where was that?
I think it surprised the home plate umpire. Jose Molina did not even move his glove. It surprised the batter, too.
The batter is Reed Brignett, the shortstop. He's a high slider. That's the thing that's so interesting about Morrow. He can throw 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball, curveball, cutter, slider, and a changeup.
And he can throw them different speeds, too. We saw that one against Rodriguez where he would reach back for his fastball and throw it in the high 90s. He also has a fastball about 91 to 92. And that's one of the things that he learned, that you don't have to reach back max effort everything, every pitch.
Got to be a hitter's nightmare. He can throw a slow curveball over and then elevate that fastball at 97. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 5th. Brignett fights it off. Brignett in his second season with the Rays came up as a rookie last year and had 45 RBI. Hit 8 home runs. First real test of big league pitching. Breaking ball backed up a little bit, missed the outside corner. Took something off and created some wicked movement down and away. He strikes out 2 in the 5th. He has 9 strikeouts this afternoon. He's got his eye on 17. That's what he did last August against Tampa Bay. It's 2-2, middle of the 5th. ninth inning. The Blue Jays have a 6-3 home record this year, and it's not unusual when you have kind of a younger group playing at home, much more comfortable in this ballpark.
They have out-homered themselves from the road. 13-4 more home runs here. 2 more runs a game. Young players will learn to win on the road. That's the important part. I think Tampa Bay has learned to win on the road. They've got one of the best records. Blue Jays, with all the young players that they have, will eventually learn to do that.
On Rivera looks at a first pitch changeup. David Price, he has plenty of weapons, just like Brandon Morrow. Price has established himself as one of the premier pitchers in baseball. Left, right, doesn't make any difference. He's one of the best. Broken bat line drive. Bernier gets back and extends just enough to retire Rivera. Pat, you talked about the Rays and how well they've played on the road. You look over the last 2 seasons, they have the best record in baseball with 50 wins away from Tropicana Field.
They've got great starting pitching. Philadelphia Phillies have great starting pitching. The Giants have great starting pitching. Padres had it last year, so it's no surprise the teams that win on the road get that good starter and get them deep into the game.
Bill Madden's team has had good starting pitching last several years. They went to the World Series 2008. And their starting pitching is young and homegrown. They're all under 30 years old. Travis Snyder fouls the ball back out of play. Tampa Bay has not had a starting pitcher over 30 years old in 625 games. Little chopper in front of the mound. Price quickly off the mound and retires Snyder. 2 down.
625 consecutive games started by someone under the age of 30.
Under 30.
That's impressive. To put it in perspective, the Blue Jays, I believe, are second, and they're like 500 games behind what the Rays have done.
Yeah, it's incredible. Tampa Bay. Obviously, they had a lot of high draft choices because their win-loss record was awful. But they have made the most of those high picks, and not only did they draft and sign them, but they developed them as well. That's what Alex Anthopoulos is trying to do with this Blue Jays organization. Flood your organization with big, strong power arms off the mound.
And there's more on the way for the Rays. They have some players in A-ball and Double-A that are going to be up here in the next year or two. You know, you able to trade Matt Garza and put a Jeremy Hellickson in there. I mean, that's how you continue to win year in and year out.
And they got Jake McGee down in their bullpen right now, and he's a starter and left-hander. But you see the homegrown starters: Price, Shields, Neiman, Davis, and Hellickson. All young, all homegrown. And you can see where they come in the draft. Price a first rounder, Neiman a first rounder, Davis a third rounder, and Hellickson a fourth rounder.
And all under the age of 30. So who was the last starter for the Rays 30 years old?
Jay So. Jay So started on May 24th of 2007. John McDonald hits the ball hard, but Zobrist is there. Price has another 1-2-3 inning. We have played 5 complete here at Rogers Center. It's a pitcher's duel. Price and Morrow, 2-2. 6th inning. He leads the American League in hitting. He has really sparked this team with the bat, but he has also been a major asset with the glove.
He has made some of the best catches so far early in the season. This one's in Chicago. Takes a hit away from Juan Pierre. Now he's got to deal with the mound and all the gear down in the bullpen, and he's got a good, accurate arm. We're throwing out the Oriole base runner. We saw his arm the first game here yesterday. Very quick. He's very accurate. Sam Fuld has come on and become a cult hero already.
It's a ball from Brandon Morrow. Fuld was 3 for 5 in last night's game. He has a hit and walked in this game this afternoon. Fuld was acquired from the Chicago Cubs along with Chris Archer, Robinson Chirinos, Brandon Geyer, and Hockley Lee, an infielder from the Cubs. Matt Garza, Fernando Perez, and a minor leaguer went to Chicago. The trade took place January this year. Popped him up out of play.
And that trade doesn't happen if you don't have the reinforcements for that starting staff. Jeremy Hellickson in the waiting in the wings. Matt Garza, 15-game winner last year for Tampa Bay. You put a high price on good starting pitchers. When you trade them, you can get a lot of pieces back if you pick the right organization. They certainly did that.
Breaking ball downstairs. That's a great point, because you can't make those types of trades until you have a surplus. And Tampa Bay had a surplus of starting pitching. Full count. Just missed the inside corner. Went with the slider. Fuld's been on base 3 times here this afternoon. At bat 2011, your Blue Jays gear up for the 2011 season with the at bat for your BlackBerry, iPad, or iPhone. Listen to live radio broadcasts and receive batter-by-batter information for every game. At Bat 2011 allows you to customize the app to receive Blue Jays specific news and alerts. Visit BlueJays.com for more details. The go-ahead run is on board, 6th inning in a 2-2 ball game. Johnny Damon takes the first pitch strike.
We'll keep our eye on Fuld now, this time over at first base. Last time he was there after the single in the 3rd inning, it just didn't look comfortable. But then towards the end of the at-bat against Johnny Damon, he got 1 foot on the carpet, and that's when he tried to steal second.
Oh, 0-2. And Fuld just doesn't have that aggressive lead. We saw it back last time he was on base in the 3rd. He took an extra step, got about a foot onto the artificial surface, and that's when he broke for second.
Right now you can see both of them on that dirt part of the infield. Just trying to get out there. Watch when Morrow comes set. He inches out just a little bit further, but still not a full foot on the turf.
0-2 to Damon. Upstairs. Damon extended his hit streak to 12 games. In the first, his 2-run home run did the trick. Morrow has allowed just 2 hits since Damon's home run. Two and 2. Tom Foley, the veteran third base coach, been in the organization 16 years with Tampa Bay. Former Montreal Expo player. Gives his signs to the runner at first. Just when Fuld thinks Morrow's about ready to go home, he comes to first base.
Sends him back. Got a little bit bigger lead now later in this at bat against Johnny Damon.
Fouled back. Right-hander Carlos Villanueva is loose and ready down in the pen. Morrow has thrown 91 pitches to this point, and he has maintained his stamina here into the 6th. First start of the season. He stays alive. That's an emergency hack. He just has the ability to spoil good pitches and makes the pitcher make a mistake.
And it's not pretty, but it's very effective. Down off that fastball. Looked like he was sitting on some kind of off-speed pitch. Fouling that one off. Homered his first time up. Pulled an outside fastball over the wall in right field.
And it was a situation with a runner at second where it basically was trying to have a productive at bat. Move the runner full from second to third at a minimum. He chased him all the way home. His 4th home run of the season. There goes Full. Cut on and missed. Molina's throw to second. Bounces, and Full has the steal. Damon strikes out, but Full steals second. His 10th steal of the season. And that's going to be the end of the day for Brandon Morrow.
Breaking ball to Damon. There's the breaking ball he was waiting for, but Full moves up. Now 10 stolen bases, one off the Ray record for stolen bases in the month of April. That's held by Carl Crawford, 11. But they get out of the double play, and they get Brandon Morrow out of the ballgame.
Good start tomorrow's season. 10 strikeouts in 4 2/3. He'll turn things over to the bullpen. Carlos Villanueva will come on with one out here in the 6th. He walked 2. He struck out 10 and held Tampa Bay to just 3 hits.
Had him swinging, some funky looking swings against Morrow. You get that when you have 21 in the 3rd innings in his last 3 starts versus Tampa Bay. 28 strikeouts and just 7 hits.
John McHomer. I love that. Changed his name to John McHomer. Carlos Villanueva on with the runner at second. Villanueva's been terrific. 10 2/3. He's allowed just 2 hits. He's got an idea what to expect with Full at second. Matt Joyce struck out twice against Brandon Morrow. Curveball missed. Villanueva is so valuable for John Farrell out of the bullpen. He's not overpowering, but he certainly knows how to pitch, uses all of his pitches very effectively. That's why you can bring him in with a left-handed batter. Changeup missed downstairs. 2 balls and no strikes.
He was talking before the game, John Farrell, about Villanueva, that he can go a couple of innings today if they need him. And he's also a candidate to pitch in Texas on Tuesday, where the Blue Jays have a spot open after Brett Cecil was sent down.
Oh, broke toward third, didn't get a good jump. It's 3-0. Yeah, Villanueva will pitch today as long as they need him, and then try to hold him back. Farrell spoke to the press earlier in the day, said the picture will clear up dramatically tomorrow. 4-pitch walk issued to Joyce. Not many of the Rays have faced Villanueva. He spent his time in the National League. Well, Farrell will know a little bit more about the injuries already. Jason Nix has been placed on a DL. Mike McCoy replaced him. Aaron Hill's situation will become clear tomorrow. He tried to run on the field today.
And they'll make a decision by tomorrow what to do with him. If he can't go, they'll put him on the DL and they'll get another player here.
And then the pitching situation, as Farrell pointed out, needed to be resolved so you don't have all of that doubt. You want to have a pitcher identified for that Tuesday start. 2 on, 1 out. A 2-2 ball game. Now Molina is going to go see if he can't coax Villanueva into the strike zone.
Yeah, this hasn't been what he has done this year. He's been a strike thrower, throwing 4 pitches over for strikes at any time. Zobrist has been a big hitter for the Rays against the Blue Jays. Last year alone, Ben Zobrist drove in 13 runs against the Blue Jays.
There's a strike, the ball on the strike. Off to a tough start. Zobrist in the series is 0 for 7 with 3 strikeouts. On drive to right field, and Bautista will stop and watch it go deep into the second deck. 3-run home run. Ben Zobrist, his 4th homer of the season. Tampa Bay has taken a 5-2 lead.
3 RBIs again for Zobrist, and he's at it again. He has come up with big hits against the Blue Jays the last couple of years, and this is a big one. Fastball right there. Home run number 4. RBIs 8, 9, and 10 for Zobrist, and that makes it 5-2.
Villanueva has fallen behind since he's come into the game, and that was always his strength, pitching ahead and using all of his pitches. Zobrist took advantage of that. The breaking ball in there. So 3 runs of the 5 will be charged to Brandon Morrow. The other 2 will be Villanueva's responsibility. And they came in and walked Matt Joyce, first batter he faced. Base hit left field off the end of the bat. Upton has his first hit of the afternoon. And Bruce Walton will go out and have a chat with Villanueva while the Blue Jays bullpen begins to stir. Walton's out to talk to Carlos Villanueva, and we haven't seen Villanueva have trouble falling behind. And as you mentioned, when he came into the game, he'd allowed just 2 hits. There's Casey Jansen starting to throw.
Last worked 4 days ago against the Yankees. A 1 inning, 1 hit. His first batter efficiency has been good this year. Retired 4 of the 6 first batters that he had faced. Inherited runners. He came in with 4 of them on. Only 1 of them have scored. Right now, just fighting to get that ball down in the strike zone.
Casey Kochman singled against Morrow. He's also grounded out. A.J. Upton with a big lead at first. Upton has 4 steals already. Tampa Bay has stolen 4 bases in this series. They play the same game the Blue Jays play. Try to rattle the pitcher, be a distraction.
They have some weapons too. Fold runs. He's got 10 stolen bases. Upton can run. Zobrist, Sean Rodriguez, Brignat. They've got a lot of players who are athletes on that diamond.
There's a strike. Villanueva gets ahead of Kochman. Casey Kochman grew up in the St. Petersburg area, went to Seminole High School in Pembroke Pines, and was drafted by the Angels. Always been a great fielder. Never been able to really put together consistent at bats, but boy, this team would be a much better ball club if he could get the bat going a bit. He can really play first.
They had that last year in Pena, and they lost him at free agency. Good fielder with some power.
Kochman and Madden had a history going back to their days with the Angels. No balls in a strike. Upton at first. Fly ball lifted near the left field foul line. Snyder over takes it in fair territory, and there are 2 downs. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell.
Catcher, 28, John Jitso.
The Cubs have that 5-run lead over L.A., and obviously a lot of turmoil surrounding the Dodgers of late. Cubs trying to get it going. They're trying to get back to 500. They've lost 2 in a row, trying to snap that mini losing streak. Tampa Bay has taken a 3-run lead here. They have scored all their runs on home runs. Damon's 2-run shot in the first. Ben Zobrist hit a 3-run home run here in the 6th. Pitch out, and Upton's not going anywhere. Toronto has scored its 2 runs on 2 solo home runs by Jose Bautista.
Best time to run right after a pitch out. And they try and pitch out 2 times in a row. Upton, 42 stolen bases last year. He was leaning.
Yeah, he was. Villanueva did a good job of holding and then going quickly to first.
Watch him take that step towards second base, but he gets back to the back end of that bag just ahead of the throw.
Ball on the strike. The catcher, John Jaso. Jaso in a lot of the catching last year and served as the leadoff hitter. That's no longer needed here with the presence of Sam Poole. Cut on and miss. A ball and 2 strikes.
He's got an excellent eye at the plate. Sees a lot of pitches. He's always had a very high on base percentage.
Good time for Upton to gamble here. The Rays have a 3-run lead. The batter, John Jaso, is in a hole, a ball and 2 strikes, and there are 2 outs. Not going. Lifted into the air into shallow left field. Snyder coming on hard. Escobar there makes the catch in front of Snyder. The Rays are finally retired here in the 6th. Ben Zobrist, second Rays home run of the day. His 4th of the season, a 3-run home run to right. Comes in the 6th. 5-2 Rays. Sportsnet, we're going to highlight a Canadian player that's in the organization of the team we're playing at the time, and today made in Canada play is R.J. Swindle. He's a left-handed relief pitcher currently pitching for the Durham Bulls. He comes from Vancouver, drafted in the 14th round out of Charleston Southern University, and he was a member of Team Canada in 2008 Beijing Olympics.
Played 9 games in 2008 and 9. He was with the Phillies and the Brewers organization. And look at his numbers in the minors: 320 games. He's got a winning record of 29-17.
Trying to make his way back to the big leagues, and he's got a big overhand slow curveball that has been his trademark throughout his career. David Price has been staked to a 3-run lead here in the 6th. He's given up 2 home runs. They've both been solo shots to Jose Bautista. Number 9 hitter Mike McCoy takes a pitch up and away. Blue Jays need some base runners. They haven't had many. 2 to be exact. Jose Bautista twice.
And he never stopped. I don't think Price has been in the stretch yet today.
Well, we mentioned this is David Price's 8th career start against the Blue Jays. His team has not lost a game when he started against Toronto. The team is 7-0. Price is 6-0 for his career. A leadoff walk. That's the last thing Price wanted to do.
Looked like he tried to guide that ball onto the outside part of the plate. You know, it's not just Toronto that David Price has had a lot of success. You navigate through the American League East with these type of numbers, and you're an all-star.
17-4 with a very good ERA. Opponents hitting just .219, and that's huge because that's the division his team is in, and they need to beat those other teams.
Boston, New York, I mean, great offensive teams. David Price, when he pitches against them, has great numbers.
Yunel Escobar has grounded out twice here this afternoon. Jays trying to mount a rally against a very tough David Price. There goes McCoy. Ball is dropped by J-So and fouled off, and McCoy will retreat.
See, that's one thing about this edition of the Blue Jays in 2011 that's a little bit different than the one we saw last year. Even though they're behind against a very good pitcher, they're not just going to just sit back and hope for a home run. They're going to try and make things happen, try and push it and put a little pressure on the other team. You get thrown out, hey, you get thrown out, but good things have happened so far at the beginning of this season when they are aggressive on the bases.
0-2 down for a ball. 1-2. Is there a point when you think that style becomes counterproductive?
I guess if you keep getting thrown out, it becomes counterproductive. But the Blue Jays, you know, it's not just about stolen bases. It's about movement on the infield. We've seen it work in Boston. And it's a mindset.
On the ground. Brignac, Zobrist, Kochman. 6-4-3 double play. And Price erases that leadoff walk.
And that's why you start the runner, to stay out of that double play. Knowing how tough David Price is, you just try to get some movement on the infield, stay out of the double play. They don't send the runner this time, and Escobar hits it hard, but right at the shortstop. Bring that with the underhand to Zobrist. And David Price knows what it's like to come back after a leadoff walk.
Attaboy, Reed. Good job, Zoe. Always encouraging his teammates behind him, whether he's pitching or on the bench. Corey Patterson fouls it off. That double play is only the 9th double play the Rays have turned this year. Some of that has to do with the fact they don't walk many guys and don't have a lot of base runners on the bases. Brignac did not start in yesterday's game. Elliott Johnson got the start at short. Zobrist was in right field at the start of yesterday, but Joe Madden will move the parts around. Joe Madden and his bench coach Dave Martinez. They're like manager and assistant manager. But they're always talking strategy. Not a whole lot of strategy when you got David Price pitching, is there? David, you go out there and pitch till we tell you you're done, and we'll just figure out how many runs we can score.
Don't walk anybody, you know, and that guy who hits third for him, be careful.
Yeah, just don't give him home runs when there's guys on base. You can see even the third time through the order, David Price shuts down the opponents.
Stronger and stronger as the game goes along, the adjustments that he makes.
Good curveball, and Price is out of the 6th. He walks his first batter to lead off the 6th, gets a double play and a strikeout. We have played 6 innings at Rogers Center. Tampa Bay has a 3-run lead. It'll be Casey Jansen when we come back. camp out at Rogers Center. Saturday, May 23rd, Blue Jays take on the Houston Astros as part of interleague play. The game will begin at 1:07 p.m. You can enjoy a fun evening of autographs, a live outdoor concert. Your $100 event ticket includes a 100-level outfield ticket to the Blue Jays-Astros game on Saturday, May 23rd. For more information, visit bluejays.com/campout. Interesting Victoria Day weekend outing at Rogers Center. Third Blue Jay pitcher of the afternoon will be Casey Janssen. He starts the 7th inning.
No earned runs given up in 7 games so far this season for Janssen. 6 hits and 6 in the 3rd inning. Doesn't walk anybody. Right-handers hitting .400, but lefties, he has really handled them this year. He's only given up 1 hit to a left-hander.
Sean Rodriguez has struck out twice here this afternoon. Right on the corner.
And down. Tough to hit that pitch.
Hit him on the knee, and Jansen had Rodriguez in a hole. Second time that Rodriguez has been hit in this series.
Seen during the lawn and garden sale, only at Home Hardware and Home Hardware Building Center. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Casey Jansen hit Sean Rodriguez with that fastball. Brignac bunts it foul. There was some speculation about the hard slide of Rodriguez in yesterday's game that injured Jason Nix, and some of the Blue Jays felt the slide was a little late. I myself didn't think that. Thought it was a hard slide and seen Rodriguez play a lot.
Good aggressive baseball play.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But Nix was taken into kind of a vulnerable position by the throw from Encarnacion. It took him to the first base side of the bag at second and kind of left him out to dry. Rodriguez kept his feet down and just kind of hooked that left leg.
Just landed right when he planted it. That's when Rodriguez got to the bag and slid into him. There was a little give in that left side.
Pitch out, nothing doing. Jason Nix, after the game, talked about that was the first time he'd been hit at second base. He is a second baseman. It's his background. He'd always been able to get out of the way, but Rodriguez in that at bat had made several breaks in a steal attempt and was right on top of Jason, making that play at second.
Not a bad time for the Rays to put something on here. Looks like they're trying to advance that runner into scoring position.
Well, the Blue Jays have been the comeback kids. They have 7 come from behind wins of their 9-win total. This is the play last night. Rodriguez bearing down on Jason Nix. You can see that left leg gets anchored, and you can see Rodriguez is sliding directly to the base. Blue Jays felt that it might have been just a bit late, got down late and hooked Nix on that left leg. Brignac bunts it past Jansen. Bobbles it, can't make a play. Jansen kind of peeled away from the ball and then saw that McCoy might not be able to make the play and went back after it, and when he reached for it with his bare hand, he couldn't come up with it.
Pitcher's got to have this ball. If he can't, then McCoy's got to make it. But Jansen, who is an excellent athlete, got off the mound very quickly, got over there and reached for it and then just missed it. We'll see how they score that one.
That ball was bunted in a perfect spot. on the ground hard, and it forced Casey Janssen to go at it with a bare hand.
Left fielder number 5, Sam.
He has been charged with an error, and that is a tough error.
Certainly is, because he made a good effort to get over there and try and make the play. Even if he comes up with it and shovels it, there's no guarantee that they're going to get the runner at first base.
Now at the top of the order, leadoff batter, and you got to look for another bunt here. Officially, it scored a sacrifice hit, and the air is charged to the pitcher.
The Rays have averaged about 6 runs per game in these 9 victories that they've had in their last few games.
Full doesn't show bunt. Takes the first pitch.
And one of the problems that they have had has been hitting with runners in scoring position. Just a 186 average over their last 7 games.
Fold has been on base in 6 of the 8 plate appearances in this series. Blue Jays are in at the corners. Fold not showing bunt. Hits it to McCoy at second. Quickly to second. That's all they'll get. Renyak with a hard slide into second base. Made sure that Escobar didn't have a chance to make a return throw. So they get the runner at second, 1 out.
Another good aggressive slide at second base. Just get that fielder up in the air so he can't make that throw. Stay out of the double play. Now a fly ball by Johnny Damon will score a run.
Blue Jays with a chance to get out of it with the ground ball. Damon hit a home run the first, his 4th of the season. Fold at first, can run. Damon hits it on the ground. McCoy to second. That's all they'll get. Run comes in. Damon gets another RBI. Rodriguez, who was hit by a pitch, comes in to score. Makes it a 6-2 game.
You know, speed isn't just about stealing bases. It's covering the ground in the outfield, and it's also breaking up double plays. You've got to get speed to get down there on a ball that looked like it could have turned 2 on, but Fold is right there to take the legs out again of Escobar, and it gets the Rays a run.
Damon picks up his 3rd RBI of the afternoon. He now has driven in 17. It's a 6-2 Rays lead. Breaking ball. Missed. Matt Joyce walked and scored on Ben Zobrist's 3-run home run in the 6th. Blue Jays have walked 3 and hit a batter, and they've all come in to score.
That's the thing. Walk in the first inning, came ahead on a home run.
Bouncing ball over Jansen. McCoy retires Joyce. But Tampa Bay adds an insurance run. They have given David Price a 4-run lead. Jose Bautista will start things off in the 7th. Blue Jays need another comeback. source for all news and information leading up to UFC 129 next Saturday. It all starts with UFC Connected, featuring an in-depth look at George St. Pierre Monday at 7 Eastern Time. Then it's the press conference on Wednesday, the weigh-in Friday, and live coverage of the preliminary bouts leading up to the pay-per-view event Saturday night. UFC 129 right here at Rogers Center. Jose Bautista, a couple of homers, and now it's a 3-0 count.
Fans are booing, but that ball wasn't that far inside. Bautista doing his best, just trying to get on base now. Blue Jays needs runners against David Price.
A 4-pitch leadoff walk. Second walk issued by Price. We mentioned David Price is 6-0 against the Blue Jays with a 1.93 ERA coming into this game. Chris Carpenter, former Blue Jay, also is 6-0 in 9 starts against the Dodgers. And the Phillies left-hander Cole Hamels is 6-0 in 7 starts against the Reds. That's domination.
That's putting your number 1 out there and feeling good about yourself.
Adam Lynn hits a fly ball to the left, but Ford will be there and makes the catch. Lynn's retired, 1 out in the 7th. Bautista has been on board every plate appearance in this series. 5 in last night's game. He had 3 hits, walked twice, and 2 homers and a walk.
So that's 8 in a row against the Yankees.
And then go back to Wednesday, and it's 9 in a row. He had a single in his last at bat, so he's been on base 9 straight plate appearances. Molina singles to left field with 1 out. Bautista will stop at second. There's no give up in this Blue Jays team. Remember, they have come back 7 times this year to win ball games. Most recently, last night.
Competitive every night, make you work for everything you get. 2 batters that are on base for David Price. A little careless with a 4-run lead in the 7th inning.
Price has walked 2 and now allowed 3 hits. First and second, 1 out, Juan Rivera. It's a strike.
Now with a couple of runners on, it looks like he's like, okay, time to get back in it. 4-run lead. It looks like he was just going to try and make him hit the ball and get out of there. Now a couple of runners on, reaching back a little bit for some extra there at 94.
Breaking ball, 0-2. Rivera stays alive. Price last time out beat the White Sox 5-0. That came on Monday at Tropicana Field. He went 8 innings. Held Chicago to just 4 hits. Walked 2 and struck out 9.
Moving that cut fastball around the strike zone. Just 75 pitches into the 7th inning.
Rays are always among the leader in fewest pitches per inning. Travis Snyder on deck.
They're up there. The Minnesota Twins pitchers are up there. And it has to do with fastball command. It's what they teach in the minor leagues. You're not moving up until you are able to command that fastball.
Breaking ball, Rivera goes down swinging. multiple weapons. That's what you have to deal with facing David Price. That's the 5th strikeout of the afternoon for the big left-hander.
This looked like the breaking ball. Curveball with some depth to it. Rivera goes down for the 2nd time today swinging.
2 down now for Travis Snider. He grounded out twice against Price. Puts one off the end of the bat. Snider, as we mentioned earlier, was not in the original lineup. He was out in the lineup. McCoy was scheduled to start in left field, but then Edwin Encarnacion came up with a sore wrist, was unable to answer the bell. Into left center, up and over. Folder coming from left, and Full makes a diving catch. Takes a hit away from Travis Snider. We talked about Full with the bat. We showed you what a good defender he is, and he saves a couple of runs for David Price. And Price is going to wait for his left fielder till he gets in to congratulate him. Another fine defensive play by Sam Full. Diving, catches it, and takes a hit away from Travis Snider. Just exactly what Price appreciates. 6-2 Tampa Bay leads. Canada. Casey Jansen in his 2nd inning of work raised Ben Zobrist. Zobrist's home run broke the game wide open. That broke a 2-2 tie. His home run came off Carlos Villanueva back in the 6th.
And up until that point, all the runs had scored on home runs. Bautista a couple of solo home runs. 2-run homer by Damon, a 3-run homer by Zobrist. Then the Rays got a run back without getting a base hit last inning.
2 balls and a strike. Numbers pulls it foul. Full count. 8th inning. Tampa Bay with a 6-2 lead. Bouncing ball. McCoy has to come after it. Zobrist runs well, and they get him by a half a step. Join Bob McCown weekdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. It's Primetime Sports. Watch on Sportsnet 1. Listen on Sportsnet Radio, The Fan 590. Always entertaining. It's Primetime Sports with Bob McCown. One down in the 8th. B.J. Upton, 1 for 3 this afternoon. Brings back from the strike. Off the end of the bat, it's popped out of play. The Blue Jays have done a great job this year winning the first game of series. 11-1 in game ones. But they haven't been able to capitalize on that good start.
Just try to win series early in the year. Get that first one, and then just try and win the series.
A ball and 2 strikes. Casey Jansen wants to talk things over with Molina. They were having trouble getting together on what they wanted to do to try to finish off this at bat.
Well, Casey certainly has an idea what he wants to do with Upton. Molina has different thoughts. It looked like they were trying to go fastball inside. He has faced him 7 times. He's got a home run against Jansen.
Pretty good pitch, just missed low. Three and 2. Jansen was ahead and now is in danger of walking Upton. There's a single into left field. B.J. Upton is 2 for 4.
Save during the lawn and garden sale only at Home Hardware and Home Hardware Building Center. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Casey Kochman had a single in his first at bat. He's since grounded out and hopped out. Out in front of that inside pitch. Brandon Morrow made his first start of the season here this afternoon, and it was a good one. He went 5 1/3, gave up just 3 hits. He was charged with 3 runs, all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 10. What do you think about the way he threw the ball this afternoon?
Free and easy. You can see it, the first pitch he delivered this afternoon, it was free and easy, and the ball was just exploding out of his hand. You mentioned the 10 strikeouts. I think he had a couple more that just weren't called. First batter of the ball game, he thought he had him struck out on a breaking ball, and it was ended up walking him, and he scored. That's a good sign, though, to have him back into the starting rotation.
Well, John Farrell, the manager, has talked about needing some leadership from the mound. And when you have a dominant start like Morrow had this afternoon, then your hitters have a tendency to relax a bit, thinking they don't need to have huge offensive days. There goes Upton. Molina's throw to second base. Escobar thought he had him.
Looked like a swipe tag from Escobar against Upton. Came in front of the bag on the throw from Molina. Caught it and then swiped at him. You can tell, you can see the ball bounced. He picks it. Escobar thinks he has him. Molina does a good job of getting this ball down there quickly. From that angle, you can't tell if he hit him in the back, but his reaction said he did.
Now Upton has a steal. He now has 5 for the season. He's in scoring position for Casey Kochman.
Back to that start about Brandon Morrow, how much can Kyle Drabeck take from what he saw from Morrow? Because they're the same type of pitchers, I think.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. They are very similar in their styles, but I think what you have to remember is how long it took Brandon Morrow to get comfortable. Last year, there were starts in which we thought, wow, how many is he going to walk today? Remember the start in Boston when he had a terrible start and had 5 walks, and he just never felt like he was going to get out of the inning. I think we have to be that patient and understanding with Kyle Drabeck. It's going to take some time, but certainly the upside is unlimited. You get Drabeck throwing the way he's capable of throwing and give him 10, 12 more starts. Ricky Romero, you know what you're going to get from him. Jojo Reyes has had a couple of good starts early on here. Bounced up the middle. McCoy behind second, rights himself, throws a strike to retire Kochman. Second fine defensive play we've seen from Mike McCoy, ranging far to his right.
He has been a very busy man at second base. Don McDonald was supposed to start this game at second base, but due to injury to Encarnacion, McCoy comes in from left field. This is his 5th assist this afternoon. It's a lot like the one he had back in the 4th inning against Zobrist. Going to his right a long way, making a good throw.
Upton moves over to third. John Jaso, the catcher, takes a breaking ball inside. Pushed him back. 2 balls and no strikes. 2 outs. It's a 2-2 ball game into the top of the 6th inning. Brandon Morrow struck out Johnny Damon, his 10th strikeout, and then John Farrell felt that was enough for Morrow here this afternoon, and Carlos Villanueva came into the game. Villanueva walked the first batter he faced and then gave up a 3-run home run to Ben Zobrist. Tampa Bay added a single run in the 7th.
Without a hit. They got a hit batter, an error, and then a couple of fielder's choices, and they got a run.
They can manufacture runs with the best of them. As you mentioned, as a team hitting just .230 at the start of play this afternoon. 3-1, 2 outs. Jaso fouls it up. I'd mentioned the record 11-1 in game 1s of series. That goes back to last year. And they have gotten off to a good start here this year, winning the first game of the series, but not being able to really take advantage of that good start. Full count, 2 outs. Upton at third. Bounce to Lind. He had to deal with the lights. Stayed with it and makes the play. Jansen will strand a runner here in the 8th. Blue Jays down 6-2 to David Price and the Rays. Now it's time for a connected update with Jamie and Greg from the Blackberry Broadcast Studio here at the Rogers Center. trying to go 7-0 on his career against the Blue Jays. Again, another outstanding performance. He's held the Jays to 2 runs on 3 hits. This is the 11th start in the last 12 games in which a Tampa Bay starter has gone 7 or more innings. That's how you erase the memories of a 1-8 start. 7 innings, 3 hits, a couple of walks, and 5 strikeouts.
Their ERA over that time, 2.78, lots of strikeouts. 11 times, that's tops in the major leagues. You lean on those starters.
John McDonald 0 for 2. Except the first pitch, it's downstairs. As Greg Zahn mentioned, just 80 pitches now from Price as he's working here in the 8th. Again, the Rays pitchers always encouraged to pound the strike zone.
Three straight starts now for David Price, pitching into the 8th inning. That's what number 1 does. He gives the bullpen a breather. He stops losing streaks. He's in command, and when you're sitting in that other dugout, you're just saying, okay, how are we going to figure this guy out? You need to get a couple of runners on and then hope to hit a home run.
David Price is 25 years old. He won't turn 26 until August 26th. McDonald out in front. He started the All-Star game in Anaheim. Just a dominant pitcher, and one they identified early on. Curveball fought off and fouled out of play.
That All-Star game he started last year, he became the youngest to start the All-Star game since some guy named Doc Gooden, 23 years old in 1988. And the youngest in the AL since Brett Saberhagen, who was 23, did it the year before in 1987.
McDonald on the ground. Brignac is there. 1 out.
So I'd have to start putting him in those categories of pitchers. He's got all the attributes of a number 1.
He's got a wide assortment of pitches. We have seen them all here this afternoon. And the new wrinkle that he has brought into the mix this year was that backdoor breaking ball, the cutter he drops on the outside corner. He threw that to Juan Rivera to get him in second. Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, James Shields to his right. But they're all about being complete pitchers. 4-pitch pitchers, command the strike zone. Shields has a terrific changeup, and it looks like he's back.
Yeah.
After a couple of subpar seasons.
Boy, reaching back, and still has 95 miles an hour left.
A fastball.
You were talking about the cutter, not just down and away to the right-handers. He'll throw that to the left-handers too.
Shields will go to the mound for Tampa Bay tomorrow against Ricky Romero in the series wrap-up. Just over the glove of Kochman into right. McCoy has a base hit. We'll be right back here tomorrow. The game starts at 1:07 p.m. The right-hander James Shields coming off a complete game. He will match up against Ricky Romero. The pregame show with Greg and Jamie starts at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 9:30 a.m. Pacific Time, right here on Rogers Sportsnet. Blue Jays will go out on the road after that game. They'll go down to Arlington to take on the Rangers for 4. Then to New York for a 3-game series with the Yankees, and they will wrap up that 10-game trip in Tampa Bay. McCoy runs and opens up a hole for Escobar. He gets a base hit, a bouncing ball that just trickled into the outfield. So the movement of the base runners opens up a hole, and what would have been a double play turns into a base hit.
And that's why you do it even though you're down by 4 runs against a guy who finished second in the Cy Young ballot. Just create some movement on that infield, and what looked like a weak ground down goes as a single for Escobar.
There's no reason to sit back and wait against David Price. He's not going to walk himself into trouble. You're going to have to hit your way on and hope you can get Bautista up here in a pivotal point of the ball game. So by starting the runner, you just get closer to Bautista. Corey Patterson.
And when you say hit your way on, that's only the 5th hit this afternoon by the Blue Jays. Tough customer.
Well, if Patterson can figure a way to get on, Bautista could step to the plate representing the tying run. Ball on a strike. Good pitchers slow things down in pivotal points of ball games, gather their thoughts, and come up with a game plan.
Have the ability to take it to the next level also, if they need to.
2-1. The Blue Jays have come back for wins 7 times this year. Breaking ball cut on and missed by Patterson. And some of them have been improbable, including Tuesday night's 2-run rally in the 9th against Mariano Rivera. Tied it up at 5-all. They would win it in extra innings.
Escobar started that one with a double off the wall in center field. He's in the middle of the mix here again.
Patterson hits it to third. John Rodriguez quickly to second for 1. Back to first. What a double play. What a turn at second by Ben Zobrist. Price gets another double play turn behind him. Zobrist never really wasted a moment as he turned that into a 5-4-3 double play to end the threat in the 8th. Goodbye waiting, another first, only from Rogers.
2-2 game in the 6th inning, and Ben Zobrist unloads, hitting cleanup this afternoon, and he cleans the bases. 3-run home run, his 4th of the season. It makes it 5-2. They would go on to score another run in the 7th inning, but the big blow in this game was Zobrist's home run.
Octavio Dotel comes on to work the 9th. He is the 4th reliever to pitch here this afternoon. His 7th appearance this season. Sean Rodriguez. We mentioned a double play. 2 double plays turned by the infield here this afternoon. Rodriguez playing at third base did a good job of getting that ball quickly to Zobrist. Pretty double play.
You were talking about the turn, which was very impressive around the bag. I thought Rodriguez, the third baseman, he caught it and threw it in one motion. It looked like the ball just ricocheted off his glove to second base. I mean, that's how quick it was, and it was true. It was right there about shoulder high. An easy ball for Zobrist to turn at second.
Popped up. Molina flips the mast aside in foul ground. Makes the catch. One out here in the ninth. Rodriguez 0 for 3. He scored a run in the 7th when he was hit by a pitch. Shortstop Reed Brignac. After the first pitch, Brignac was part of that rally in the 7th when the Rays scored a run without the benefit of a hit. He had a sacrifice that advanced Rodriguez from first to second. Oh, and 2. Just missed the outside corner. Into center field. Patterson will retreat, turns around and makes the catch. Dotel gets the first 2 out here in the 9th.
Left fielder, 5, Sam Cole.
Sam Folds' average went up 4 points from the start of the game. He is hitting .370 now. At the start of play today, he was tied with Alex Rodriguez for the American League lead with a .366 batting average.
Got a week to go in the month of April also. He's got 10 stolen bases this month.
Ray's record for the month of April is 11 by Carl Crawford.
We were talking the other day with Joe Madden about the defense that Fold has thrown out there for him. Crawford, I think, is the best left fielder in the American League. But Joe Madden was saying that Fold's defense has been every bit as good as Carl Crawford's, and he was watching the last few years.
Bouncing ball pulled to first. Lynn will race Fold to the bag and beat him by half a step. Dotel comes on and has a 1-2-3 9th inning. But Bautista will lead it off. It'll be Bautista, Lind, and Molina trying to erase a 4-run deficit against David Price. Ricky Romero will take them out against Tampa Bay. The pregame show will start at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 9:30 a.m. Pacific Time. Join Jamie Campbell and Craig Zahn in the pregame show. We will have the game for you right after 1 o'clock. The Jays on Sportsnet. Rays and Blue Jays will wrap up this 3-game series. Jose Bautista takes a first pitch curveball. Bautista has reached base 9 straight times. 2 homers and a walk in this game. And the curveball. Bautista thought that ball hit him on the foot. He was headed toward first. He just as soon swing it again.
Yeah. When you're locked in the way he's locked in, no need to head down there on a hit by a pitch.
Make it 10 straight. His 3rd hit of the day.
Tried to bust him in with a fastball, but Bautista can turn on anybody's fastball. Broke his bat, but he muscles the ball into left field for a leadoff single. David Price's first career complete game came about a year ago, April the 24th against the Blue Jays. 4-hit shutout versus Toronto.
Breaking ball upstairs. Lynn trying to keep it alive. Kyle Farnsworth talking with Bobby Ramos about where they are in the lineup. Farnsworth 4 for 4 in save opportunities. Away from there. Yep. Bautista takes off. It's ball 2. Bautista moves into second on indifference. He's not credited with a stolen base. Lynn drives it to right. Joyce won't get this. Off the wall. Bautista around third. He'll come in to score. Lynn will stop at second with an RBI double.
Really staying in on the left-handers this year, Adam Lynn. David Price did not give up a home run to a left-handed batter last year at 175 at-bats. 2-0, and he grooves a fastball to Adam Lynn, and he came very close to giving one up right here. Fastball about belt-tying scorched to right field. It hit off the wall right at the 375 sign, and Lynn gets himself into scoring position with that extra base hit. 5 doubles now for Lynn.
That's a good swing. We saw him driving the ball to the opposite field. He did that in yesterday's game, and now he turned on that inside pitch from David Price. Jim Hickey with a short message to the big left-hander. Blue Jays need to get another man on board. Kyle Farnsworth is ready. Molina singled his last time up. Singles again. Lynn had to make sure it got down. Fold has it. It'll be first and third. Nobody out. Here they come again.
Pressure at bats against good pitching. Concentration level goes up, and the Jays making it work again. They hit Mariano Rivera the other day very hard in the 9th inning, and now against Price, Lynn down by 3 runs. He's not going to run into any outs. He's just going to play it safe and move up 90 feet. And just like that, the tying run does come to the plate.
Juan Rivera 0 for 3 this afternoon, and he won't get a chance to face David Price. Joe Madden, a very slow, deliberate walk to the mound, and that'll end the day for David Price. He had his sights set on a complete game here this afternoon. Bautista, Lynn, and Molina reaching for hits here in the ninth. Another fine effort from David Price. Kyle Farnsworth comes out of the bullpen. We mentioned he is 4 for 4 in save opportunities for the first time in his career to start a season. It's a 3-run game. Juan Rivera will face Farnsworth when we come back. Blue Jays trying to come back for a 3rd time this week. Tuesday night they did it against the Yankees. Tied it up in the 9th against Rivera. They win it in the 10th.
That was against Nova. And then yesterday, Johnny Mack in the 11th inning, a 1-0 fastball, bye-bye. His first walk-off home run in his career. Jays trying to make a huge comeback this afternoon. Travis Snider on deck, but first it'll be Juan Rivera against the new pitcher, Kyle Farnsworth.
Rivera had a big hit in the 11th last night. Swings and gets a big hit here. Base hit left field. Lynn comes in to score. Juan Rivera's first RBI of the season. It's a 2-run game.
He'll be lifted for a pinch hitter. This is what the Blue Jays did in yesterday's game. Chris Woodward comes in to run for him. He just had to trot around the bases yesterday. He singled on the first pitch he saw against Adam Russell in last night's ballgame. Singled to center field, this time sharply to left field. First pitch fastball by Farnsworth. There's still nobody out.
There's Woodward at first, getting instructions from Torey Lovello. First and second, nobody out. Travis Snider facing Farnsworth. And he bunts it. Perfect bunt. Jaso makes the throw to first just in time. And Farnsworth might be hurt.
He had to peel out of there on that bunt. There was tremendous backspin by Snider on that ball. It looked like Farnsworth was going to be able to go over there and make the play, but the ball backed up on him. Watch Farnsworth come off the mound. Right there that backs up on him. He had to stop right there, and his cleats got stuck in the turf. And it didn't look like Snider might have beat it. Watch it right there. He feels it, he goes down. Jaso comes up throwing, and this one's close. It looks like Snider beat it.
Farnsworth will throw a couple of pitches here. You can obviously see he either turned the ankle, tweaked the knee, but he's going to throw a couple of pitches just to see where he is. Prior to this season, Farnsworth had not had a save since 2008 when he was a member of the Yankees. The hero from last night, John McDonald, Second and third. One out. They knew McDonald had been very aggressive on fastballs, and they start him out with a cup fastball.
Stayed away from him.
Tuesday night, McDonald had a bunt base hit off Mariano Rivera to tie the game. Bounce back to the mound. Farnsworth will play it to first. Molina has to hold his ground at third. There are 2 outs. Number 9 hitter Mike McCoy.
Farnsworth's a big man. Snatches that one out of the air with his bare hand. He looks the runner back. He'll make the play over at first base. His career high in saves is 10 when he was a member of the Atlanta Braves.
Mike McCoy broken back to third. Rodriguez has it. Tampa Bay wins it. The Blue Jays get the tying run in scoring position here in the 9th inning. They got 3 consecutive hits off David Price. They knocked him out of the game, but Kyle Farnsworth comes in to record the save. Big insurance run. They scored in the 7th. Difference in the ball game. A 6-4 win for Tampa Bay. We'll be back tomorrow. Now it's time for the Connected Postgame Report with Jamie and Greg.